What's good, Commanders fans? The Commanders have made some roster moves here. They have signed tackle Bobby Hart to the practice squad and released tackle Anam Donkwa. They also worked out another tackle. I'm trying to find his name. Yadni Kajust. They worked him out as well. They worked out another tackle, but I can't find the guy's name. But let's talk about Bobby Hart here. Let's just do a quick overview of him because it looks like he may get some meaningful snaps. He may have to play because Cornelius Lucas, we have not heard a status update on him yet from Dan Quinn. We probably will tomorrow, but he was in a walking boot at Northwest Stadium after the game. And then Brandon Coleman is in concussion protocol. So we don't know if he's going to be back for the Giants game. We have not heard any word yet on that. So Adam Peters is tackle hunting. He's out there looking for tackles, and it looks like he signed a guy. Now, Bobby Hart, his career has not really gone well, to be honest with you. Just looking at some numbers and some PFF stats from Bobby Hart in his career. Now, Bobby Hart, he played with the Giants. Now, he was signed to the Lions practice squad. And he does have, I guess, with the Detroit Lions, he does have some familiarity there with Lance Newmark. That's the one connection that I can clearly make. Now, the other guy, Yadni, has connections with OG Bobby Johnson because he was with the Giants practice squad last year. And OG Bobby Johnson, our offensive line coach, was the offensive line coach last year for the Giants. So the connection with this one is the Detroit Lions connection with Lance Newmark. Now, he's been in the league for a while, man. He came in the league in 2015, 6'5", 310 pounds, very versatile, 30 years old, was drafted in the 7th round by the Giants, the 226th overall pick. He's been there for a while, man. He's been in the league for a little while. He was suspended for one game for punching a coach for the Tennessee Titans. He alleged that Jeffrey Simmons, the tackle for the Tennessee Titans, spat on him. And they kind of went back and forth there, and then he punched a Tennessee Titans coach. So I do see that Bobby Hart has that dog in him. We do want some mean guys on the team, but as long as they fit the culture. So if somebody does disrespect me like that, I understand where Bobby Hart was coming from. I'm not saying go ahead and punch a coach or nothing like that, but I kind of do like that he got that dog in him a little bit. So he's kind of stayed healthy a little bit here. So 9 games in 2015 he played, 14 games in 2016, 13 starts. 10 games in 2017 and 7 starts, 16 games and 16 starts in 2018, 2019, 16 starts, 16 games, 2020, 14 games and 13 starts, 2021, 4 games and 1 start, and then 2022 is the last time that he played a game or played any snaps, 15 games in 2022, but 0 starts. Might have been in there for special teams and just as a backup swing tackle. But you look at some of the numbers that I did find for Bobby Hart. Now, I know this is years ago. 2018, he had a 56.2 PFF grade, which is pretty awful for the Bengals. He was blocking for Joe Burrow in 2020. He was ranked 70 out of 82 offensive tackles, which is awful. 2017, 44.8, ranked 85 out of 86 tackles. 2016, 56.3, ranked 74 out of 84 tackles. And then 2015, 63.4, which was ranked not assessed at that time in 2015. So I don't know if PFF was around at that time. Now, in 2019, I know this is years ago. We're talking like 6-7 years ago now. Now, in 2019, he had a 92.7 pass blocking efficiency grade in 2020. And it was his 92.7 grade, which is pretty darn good and promising. So let's see what he does. Now, Trent Scott, he was underwhelming in the game on Sunday. Trent Scott had like a 36.4 PFF grade, which is pretty awful. And then he had the 2 false starts. So I think Trent Scott, we'll see. If Brandon Coleman is not able to go, or Cornelius, if either one of those guys are not able to go, Trent Scott probably will be our starter, and the backup will be Bobby Hart as our backup left tackle or swing tackle. Now, he can play guard as well. He does have the versatility in positional flex. So I do want to read his draft profile as well. He did here's his draft profile right here. So his athleticism score is really awful too. So he had a 58 total score, which was 18th in the combine. He had a 65 athleticism score, which is really awful as well, and a production score of 54 in the combine too. And then looking at his RAS score was really bad too. He graded poorly in like every category. Bench press 22 reps, which is awful. Broad jump was poor. Was like a 7. Yeah, his shuttle was poor. 5.15 in a pro day was poor. 3-cone drill, 8.08 seconds, was very, very poor. Size is great though. 40-yard dash, 5.61, poor. RAS score was a 1.61, which was poor. So he graded poorly in every category. 27-inch vertical leap, which is not really needed for an offensive lineman, but that was about average. So that was like the best. But his NFL draft profile is very intriguing and kind of funny too. Like, but you do see him get pushed around for the Giants, getting big bodied and pushed around. You do see him Olay where Joe Burrow, where he's trying to protect Joe Burrow. He's like Olaying guys. You see him in the preseason with the Bills. He's Olaying guys and let guys run past him. So some of the PFF numbers do actually match with the production with Bobby Hart, but I do trust in Adam Peters. I trust in the front office. Not every move they're going to make is great, but hey, you just got to sit back and trust them, because I didn't agree with the Jahan Dotson trade, but look at how that's panning out right now. So this is the write-up for Bobby Hart. So on the NFL draft profile, it says young, soft-bodied prospect. I don't like seeing soft or soft for any lineman, but soft-bodied prospect who is best suited to play guard in the NFL. Tate doesn't always treat Hart kindly, but his issues in pass protection as a tackle won't be the same issues he faces in the NFL as a guard. While he has physical limitations, Hart is a competitive player who flashes NFL power potential. He was projected to be candidate for bottom of the roster or practice squad since he was a 7th-round pick. So that's typical. 5.60 prospect grade. Also, strengths are a bubble butt, pause or no diddy, bubble butt with power in his lower half, improved from being a neutralizer to run block winner in 2014, can reestablish line of scrimmage when asked to maul, wins in short yardage and near goal line, gets hands on defender first, and can latch on in pass protection. Turned 20 years old in August, and body is still developing. So this is, like I said, literally 10 years ago. Weaknesses are stiff knees and hips limit his bend and leverage. Comes out his stance too high, shuffles feet rather than chops and pass pro, causing his base to narrow. Struggles to make his backside cutoff blocks. Frenetic hands with too much wasted motion. Limited small area guard-only prospect. Lethargic feet after contact. So everything I'm reading and seeing and all some of the small footage that I did see is not promising at all. But you look at the 2020 season, he had a 66.3 PFF grade, 4 sacks allowed and 3 penalties, which is not terrible in 872 snaps played that year. So only 4 sacks allowed, 872 snaps. I'll take it. That's not bad at all. And then you look at the 2021 season, he was awful. He had a 33.7 PFF grade in 2021, where he had 2 sacks allowed and 3 penalties and only 102 snaps. So that's really awful. So hopefully he gets back to his 2020 form. And then 2022, he was awful as well, with a 52.0 PFF grade and 125 snaps played, but 0 sacks and 0 penalties. So let's give the guy a chance. Let's see if he does have to play. It's unfortunate they cut the guy from Howard, the tackle. So it's unfortunate that happened, but things happen. Players come and go, and they got to make tough decisions and whatnot. So we just trust in Adam Peters at this point and Lance Newmark, who I feel had some say in this or had an influence on this move for sure. But offensive tackles that are available right now is like DJ Humphries. I don't think they're going to go after him. David Bakhtiari, I highly doubt they go after him. And then Donovan Smith is a right tackle, so I highly doubt they go after anybody that's a known name type of free agent like Riley Reef and guys like Dwayne Brown. So let's see what happens with this guy. Like I said, nothing that really stands out about Bobby Hart. But if you do look at some clips, there's some clips of him like olaying guys and giving up some big time sacks and basically looking like a turnstile out there. But the last time when we signed a guy that I was like, oh, he's a turnstile, a turntable, it was Eric Flowers, and he panned out to be a good player. I know it's a different regime with the Eric Flowers signing, but the last time I said that, the guy that we signed actually, who was Eric Flowers, actually turned out to be a good lineman. So maybe we'll see what happens.Maybe they can make something out of this guy, Bobby Hart. So we'll see. But as always, you guys let me know what you guys think. And the guy Yadni Kajus is intriguing, man. I kind of he was a former 3rd-round pick that they brought in for a workout. So you guys let me know what you guys think. As always, hopefully Brandon Coleman's ready to go. Hopefully Cornelius Lucas is ready to go. If not, the next man up in Trent Scott and this guy Bobby Hart. Hails Commanders. I will be live tonight with Louis T, Street Scores, and Rio Robinson. Shout out to those guys. They're all great Commanders content creators, so we should have a blast on Louis T's channel tonight at 8:30 p.m. Make sure you guys lock in and check it out. As always, Hails Commanders. Peace.